How do you build a city in Minecraft? Step 1, find a beautiful landscape. Step 2, destroy all of it and build a super Walmart with a 10,000 car parking lot and an included coal power plant. Step 3, repeat steps 1 and 2 until you destroy the entire ecosystem and there's not a tree for miles around. That's the fast answer anyways, but just because I'm a nice guy, I'll give you a slow, in-depth answer to build a beautiful, bustling city. I've built a lot of big projects, but I can't build this city on my own. So the real step 1 is to assemble a group of awesome builders to help me make this massive city a reality. And speaking of that, if you would like to join in and be a part of this build team and help us make this giant city, the application link is in the description below. Step 2 is to make a map design and plan out where we want everything to be located in this big world. Just for reference, this step took close to a month for us to figure out and finalize. You can see all the different versions of our map here that we took until we finally got to our final version. Once we have a design, we need to turn the world into a reality, and I'm not the man to do that, so we did a little outsourcing here and handed our design to the map maker, who put our vision into a Minecraft world fit for the best city possible. And just take a look at this blank canvas. Watch these cinematics all day long, but we don't have time for that because we have a city to build. Let's get started, why don't we? Here we go, getting started transforming this beautiful world into a concrete jungle. It all starts with a basic blueprint, and for a giant city, this is a pretty giant blueprint. What you can see happening right now is basically we are mapping out the grid pattern for the downtown area of the city. So in this episode, this is the first episode, by the way, of many, hopefully, in this big old fat series. But in this first episode, we are mapping out the downtown area and getting the street layout so you can see all of the little wool blocks getting lined up and everything. And the light gray wool is for like smaller streets, and the dark gray wool is for the bigger avenues, the main sort of arterial roads. And you'll see red wool come in soon, and those are going to be even bigger roads. So there's that. But here we are just mapping out a bunch of roadways, and here I am detailing the roadways and getting in the actual road lines, markings, all that fun basic stuff set up. And also, it's not just me. Like I said, I have a whole build team together to make this thing happen, because this is way too big of a build for me to do on my own. And having a build team is so nice, because you just log in one day and there's a lot of work done, and it's fantastic. Like this right here, this is a freeway getting started here. This is built by a large portion of it was built by Falls Knight, one of the builders on the team, and he did a really good job here with this curve here of this freeway. You can see it looks super nice, and right now he's just lining up the lanes for the road. You can see there's 2 lanes there, and then we're gonna come back later in a little bit and kind of detail this up, because right now it's just kind of floating in the middle of nowhere. But shortly we will come back and detail this bad boy and make this freaking freeway look awesome. This whole world is gonna have an interstate system with a bunch of big interchanges and a bunch of awesome things for this freeway system. I'm really excited to get some nice looking interchanges and awesome roads to get into this world. But there's pretty much that chunk of freeway right there, and here is an exciting part of this video. This is one of the bridges that we are going to be ending up making in this episode here. This is a arch bridge. It took a lot of inspiration from the Sydney Harbour Bridge in Sydney, Australia. You can probably tell because it looks very similar, but it's a arch bridge going across from the 2 peninsulas that we have here. It'll take a while, I guess, for you guys to kind of learn the layout of this city here, but essentially we have 2 peninsulas that are going to be the downtown section And this is a bridge that kind of connects those two peninsulas together, and you can see us detailing it, everything, and it looking real nice and fantastic. Here we go, detailing the bottom of it, because you can't leave any stone unturned. Even the bottom of this bridge needs to be detailed, and look at that. I'm really happy with how this thing turned out. It's looking really nice. Here I am coming along the edges and getting some railings and stuff set up, and now I'm connecting it to the main road here, and it's looking nice. Get some nice curves going on. Very, very nice. I'm really happy with how this bridge turned out. It's an awesome looking bridge. And then here I am adding a little sort of on-ramp turn lane onto the bridge, so you don't have to wait at the stoplight if you want to get on the bridge. You just take this little turn and hop right onto that bridge and cross over to the other side of this peninsula. And there we go, getting some nice road work there done. And here we are back at this is the main island here. I have clips, footage from both peninsulas. I'll try to keep you guys updated on which side we're on, but I believe most of this video is this main downtown peninsula here. You can see it just goes on and on and on in the background. It's a really big peninsula. It's a really big downtown section. So yeah, essentially this whole area is going to be the downtown, like I said. So this is going to be all the skyscrapers, all the big tall buildings are going to be here. So just think about all the big tall buildings that are going to be coming. And a little spoiler alert, I plan on having that being next episode. So if you want to see a bunch of big skyscrapers and awesome designs be built, hit that freaking subscribe button, because you're not going to want to miss this. I'm already looking at people's skyscrapers they're designing on the server, and they're looking pretty freaking cool. So I'm excited to see how it turns out. But here we go. This is the sort of main avenue. It's a 3-lane road going all the way up the peninsula downtown. Very cool, very nice. And then some other smaller roads in between, getting everything all built up and fantastic. There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. What else can I say about this world? I guess it's a 15,000 by 15,000 block wide world, so we do have a ton of space to work with. So there is no shortage of space. You saw in those little intro cinematics, there's a ton of nature, big giant mountains. I have enough space that I wanted to make a national park area, so we have more than enough space to do all of that fun stuff. Campgrounds, hiking trails, just a bunch of cool things are going to be going on in this world, not even on the urban side. So I do want to have a lot of natural sections of this map, because I think that's kind of what brings a city together, makes it feel more alive, having not just a urban hustle bustle area, but also some, you know, suburban areas and some rural farm areas and some 100% wilderness nature areas. I think that's kind of, you need everything on the spectrum there to make a city feel alive. And hopefully we can make that happen here. And now we are working on another bridge. Woohoo! This bridge was actually built by Semilence, the builder on my build team. This is sort of like a modern suspension bridge. You'll see the cables get built. These are the supports that he's making right now. And you can also see in the middle of the road there is a red lane, and what that lane is actually going to be is we decided we wanted to set up a streetcar system in our downtown section of the city. So that is actually a lane for the streetcar to travel across the bridge between one side of the downtown to the other. So in a few minutes you'll see me starting to set up the streetcar tracks all across downtown. So there you go. That's what that red line is for. So the streetcar can safely get across, not have to go underwater or take the ferry to get across. It has its own nice little lane here. But let's talk about this suspension bridge. It turned out really, really nice. I'm really happy with how this turned out in the world. I didn't build it, but I'm still happy with how it turned out. You can see the arch bridge in the background. I think that turned out awesome. And speaking of things that turn out awesome, this roundabout that I built, I really think this turned out awesome. Don't focus on the actual logistical part of this thing, because I'm not sure how much sense this roundabout makes, because you can see the very inside-most lane. It kind of just goes around completely, so you could just stay in the inside lane and just do donuts all day if you wanted to. But there's that roundabout I'm happy with, and then this roundabout as well, I'm also super happy with. I was going to leave these just as a giant messy intersection because I thought it would look kind of cool and funny, but my fellow builders convinced me against it. So we got two big roundabouts, and then here is the streetcar track that I was talking about a few moments ago. I know in a lot of cities, the cities that we researched, like San Francisco and Portland, Oregon, a lot of those cities have streetcars that are kind of sharing a lane with cars, so they would drive on a car lane, essentially. But for this, I wanted to have just its own lane, so only the streetcar travels in the lane, so it doesn't have to worry about cars or anything like that. I thought that would be a cool little interesting thing to have, so there we go with that. And then this is actually the other peninsula. So for most of the video, we were on the main downtown peninsula, and this is the second one on the other side of this little waterway. You might have seen the arch bridge there in the background connecting them, but here we go, adding a lot more real estate here. We have a lot of things to work with here. We have a lot of room to do really whatever we want to do, and we have a big list of things that we want to do. A lot of museums, a lot of stadiums. I know a lot of you guys are here for the stadiums on my channel, so there's not going to be any shortage of stadiums and arenas here. We are planning out some pretty cool stadium spots and stuff like that, so it's going to be awesome. You know, like I said, art museums, libraries, government sections, everything that's going to be in a real city we'd like to have here. We want this to be the best possible city that we can make it. So if you want to help, by the way, if you want to help make this city awesome, like I said, apply for the team in the description below. Always take in more users, more builders. Love the ideas to keep flowing in, and the more people the merrier. But here we go, coming with some more roads and looking very snazzy here, and a bunch of grids getting set up. I tried to, when I was designing the roads, the road map layout, I wanted to keep it at least interesting, so it's not 100% a just grid. I know a lot of cities are just 100% grid, but I wanted to make it interesting at least a little bit. So you might notice that there are, you know, different angle changes around, and there are, you know, different sort of blocks that aren't 100% square. You got rectangle squares and stuff like that here and there. So I try to keep it interesting, keep it a little lively and a little, you know, not 100% boring. So I think I did a good job at that. I think we all did a good job at that. But yeah, here we go. I think this is the last little sections of a street that we get here before we start detailing it, of course, because the finer details, like I always say, the finer details are what makes the builds look good. So here we go. Working on the freeway that we started earlier. I sunk it into the ground here, and then right here I ended up making it sort of curve up into a bridge, because this section goes over a bunch of waterways, like 3 different rivers, so I wanted to have that there. I don't know how realistic having a sunken freeway right next to water is. I don't know what the flood risk of that is like, but it looks cool, so I don't really care. I'm happy with how it looks. It's fine. You can yell at me in the comments all you want. I'm used to it. But here we are adding in the fine details. You'll take a peek real close. You can see us adding in all of the crosswalks, traffic lights, street lights, trash cans, fire hydrants, benches, trees, all that fun stuff. And I want to shout out the builders who helped a lot of this. Along with myself, we got ClayBiegel, we got TheChillCat, you got EpDan, Hamburger Mukbang, Frost. A lot of these guys helped me out, so like I said, I can't do this all on my own, so I really appreciate the help of my fellow build mates, and they really helped turn this thing into a freaking awesome looking map. It's already looking awesome in the first episode. And here we are detailing one of the major avenues. You can see we're getting a bunch of trash cans and fire hydrants and trees along the side of the avenue. And to the right of this avenue is going to be a big park natural area. So I think that's going to look really nice. And then to the left is obviously going to be the downtown area. But there's that. That will come in a future episode. But here we are coming along this big avenue again, adding more details, pretty much doing the same thing we just were doing in that other clip. You can see me adding the road lines, all the street signs. I'm changing the color of some of the crosswalks to this terracotta just to kind of like get a cool looking thing, a look there. But that's the first episode, guys. Here we are getting into some cinematics. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm really excited for this new series. I hope you guys are excited as well. Enjoy these awesome cinematics. Stay tuned for the next episode of this series and whatever else I have on my channel. I hope you guys have a great day, and until the next video, goodbye! Let me give a final thank you to all my patrons. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. You are the best. And an especially big thank you to my $10 supporters, Mario Jimenez, Gopnik, Ataru, Voe, Walker Army, and King Salmon. Have a great day, guys, and goodbye.